Good day, everyone. Tim from Timber Visions here. So today I want to do a 1 year review on my Super Split. So this is a Super Split HD, and it has the larger outfeed table as well. Um, so the HD means that it has heavier flywheels underneath here. So there's two flywheels under here. And I do have videos where I take the cover off when I first got it, so you could see what that looks like, but they're just big wheels. And if you're unfamiliar with how this type of a splitter works, it's called a kinetic splitter. Um, it's got a rack and pinion that pushes out this pusher. It's got teeth here on the bottom side of the pinion or the rack, and then underneath is basically like a gear. And when you lift this up, it engages that, and this comes out and back in about 2 seconds. You know, if you have it full throttle, which I rarely run it full throttle because it's just fast enough at, you know, mid to low idle or throttle. So this thing has been great for my bundlewood. This is not a huge round splitter, you know. I mean, it will split them, but the height of this is, I don't know, it's only like 7-8 inches. So you don't have a really tall knife to split huge rounds in half, but it will split like the bottom half of it, and you flip it over and split it again, you know, on the other half, and then it'll split it in half. And I'll do a quick demonstration after I'm done talking here. But the main reason I got this is for the speed, because there's not a hydraulic splitter that's as fast as this is. And this wedge is really thin and sharp, and you split through wood really fast. Um, and there's no log lifter or anything like that on it because it's hydraulic. That's why I've gone to a bucking table and a staging table, so I can keep everything waist high or above when I'm doing my splitting. And recently I've been doing a lot of resplitting, and this thing's really great for resplitting, because I just put a bag here, and I just pull out of it and split to the size that I want or need, to get some more bundle wood, because I've run out of bundle wood earlier this spring. But anyway, it is a really good splitter for that type of splitting. Um, it does have this cover here is plastic, so it's starting to fade a little bit. And last summer I did really good about keeping it covered up, but this year I haven't done quite as good of a job. So I'm sure if you kept it covered or indoors, that would not happen. But otherwise, it's been doing pretty darn good for me. It's really good on fuel. It just sips the fuel. And it has a fairly large tank too, but I can do probably a quart or more of splitting on a single tank. I bet I can do a quart and a third, if I'm splitting the entire time. So it's really good on fuel. And like I said, I don't run it full throttle either. Full throttle, you probably get less, but you just don't need that kind of speed normally. But it's a really good splitter. So I'll get a round up here and set you up, and I'll show you just how fast this thing really is. So I haven't warmed this thing up at all. Switch it to on. This is the choke. Usually first pull. Starts like a dream. All right, I'll idle it up a little bit. This is full throttle, but I usually run it around here. That's plenty. And see how it doesn't split all the way? So you can either pull it like this and run ram through, or flip it all the way up. Then the middle stuff after you get ripped, or you can set it down like that. Like I said, it's not great on these huge rounds. So those size ones are not where it shines. This size and smaller, it's just fast. You see just how fast this thing splits. I mean, it's super fast. Show me a hydraulic splitter that goes that fast. Especially on the return. But you're not going to show me. They don't exist. So that's just a look at how quickly it does split. And yeah, as you saw in the beginning there, the big round is not where it's at for this thing. So if that's all you split is big, 16, 18, 24 or larger rounds, this probably isn't the one for you. When I get rounds that size, I normally split it down with the splitter that I have in front of my tractor into chunks that are this size or smaller. Then it will just cleave them off easily. But I make this really nice bundle wood really, really fast with it. That's what it's all about to me. And that's why I bought it. And I don't have to worry about hydraulic fluid getting too hot and all that kind of stuff you have to worry about. But I do have to worry about lubrication. So down here, where each of these bolts are underneath this I-beam, it's really kind of hard to see, there's some rollers under here. And maybe I can get an angle where you could see it. See the roller, maybe. Really, the sun's not in a good position. But right up underneath here, there's a roller that rides on the underside of the I-beam. And with the HD model, you have two of them on each side here. Then there's also one right here. And you do have to keep them lubricated, because if they quit spinning, then you'll get a flat spot on that roller and it'll cause drag, and it won't come back as easy. And then you also have to clean, you can see this little line in the middle. That's the organic material that's been getting smashed on there as the roller comes by. I just take my little flat bar over there and I just kind of clean that stuff off, and then I re-lube my I-beam, and I do that pretty much every time before I split or after I split, one or the other. And that keeps that all happy. And as far as the wedge, you can see just how thin that is, and it's almost like a really sharp edge on here. That might need to be touched up a little bit. That will just cut right through knots. It doesn't wedge them. It like cuts it like an axe would, you know. So, but it's not very tall, you know, about as long as my hand is, not even. So that's why the huge round, or larger round, I should say, if you do mostly that, and you don't have another way to break them down smaller like I do, like I showed in the demonstration, it can be a struggle to get that first split, you know. And you could, you know, maybe just knock a hunk off and then flip it up on that flat spot. It might split in half, but yeah, it can be a struggle getting that first split done. I will tell you that. I'm just being honest here. I'm not sponsored by these guys or anything. I did a lot of research and I bought this splitter with my own money for the purpose of my business. So this is a honest, real review. So hopefully you found this video interesting, or at least informative, to tell you more about this particular splitter. And like I said, this is the HD model. They have the J model, and I think they're 70-pound flywheels instead of 90-pound flywheels. And they do have a little bit larger one than this. They also come in electric, so you can get them with an electric motor. So that's a great option if where you split the majority of your wood is where you can plug it in, because then it is so quiet. You don't have a hydraulic pump running, you don't have a gas motor running. It's just this thing cycling out and back, you know, which I don't know if you'd even need hearing protection for that. I've seen some videos on that particular style, and if I had, you know, a power source here, I probably would have opted for the electric model, just because of the quietness, and then one less gas motor that you have to maintain. Not that these Hondas are really hard to maintain. They're, you know, pretty much just change oil periodically and keep gas in them. You know, they're really good motors, and that's the nice thing about Super Split, is that they do come with the Hondas. So I want to thank you for stopping in, watching my little video today. If you do have any questions about this, feel free to ask them in the comments down below. I'd be happy to answer anything that I possibly know the answer to, or could maybe find out the answer for you. If you've been looking at this particular splitter, maybe this kind of helps you understand the pros and cons of it a little bit better, because they're not as common. You know, they've been around since the 70s, this company and this style, and they have improved on it, and that's, you know, some of the things that you see here with extra rollers and stuff like that. So they have improved on certain things to make them a little able to handle a little bit more of the professional wood splitter type realm instead of just homeowner recreational splitter. Like I said, this one has a larger outfield table too, and that's an option you can get. Otherwise, I think it's, you know, maybe 6-8 inches narrower and maybe not quite as long, but I like to have this size of an outfeed because you can stack your off splits on the side, and you got plenty of room to work with. So yeah, I highly recommend that upgrade. But anyway, thanks for stopping in today. Until next time, be safe, brothers and sisters.